Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Wolfpack podcast or the Wolfpack crew or the Wolfpack with your host Suleiman Mir, Melvin Jacob, Triple D, that's easier to say, Mr. Praveen D'Souza, and special guest today, Mr. Sami. Mr. Sami.
What's good?
Yo, bro, where's your neck?
So the topic for today is AI. How it has affected you. First of all, do you use it, and how it has affected you in your student life, in your work life, personal life, and then where do you see it going in the near future or the far future? Do you see a Skynet, Terminator situation happening, or
See, basically it depends on how you use it.
true? Then, but have you used it? So that is the first part. We'll start with.
See, at work, for me, I work in technology. I work in, so for me, AI will not help that much. Okay, but for me, it's all about my experience. Really, AI doesn't matter. AI, see, first of all, AI is just like a machine learning thing. Whatever it says in online, it just gives you the thing. If you have the knowledge, why you need the AI to do things.
To do it faster, I would say. But some people may disagree with you regarding this because in software it is used the most. It produces, like for example, there is codes that you want to do for apps or some specific problem. It
Or
will
do you even detect the pattern?
yeah,
it's good. See,
generate those within like
yeah.
half a minute.
See, I've worked with software, I've done testing, I've done coding. Yes, AI helps. When you have some issues, when you're trying to solve some code,
Exactly. You
yeah,
can get to
relate,
review
you can
also.
relate to it, and you can tell him to give you the code. It will give you the code, but at the end of the day, you have to integrate that code.
True. Yes, that is
Okay,
true. But the
so-
thing is, it's making your job a little bit easier, right?
Yes, because you don't have to type as much as
Yeah.
as the thing, or else because most of the coding you can get online.
See, even if your company does not know, you can use it to lessen your workload, correct?
It's not about workload, even though if you copy the code and paste it, like you get, or as a programmer or as a thing, it's all about logic. It's not about the code. Code can be done by anybody, but if you don't know the logic, then it is a failure. So
No, that's
it's not a failure. Like I mean to say, like you should know where you have to use that logic.
True, but the thing is, for example, the prompt you give is from your side, right?
Yes.
But you can get prompts from it as well. You can say, I need to make an app, or I need you to solve this problem with this, and you can use that, and it will follow that prompt or your logic for that one. Of course, you have to use the prompt from your side, logic from your side.
Yeah.
But again, my view is that it makes your job a bit easier.
Yes,
That
yes.
regard.
In the sense, like you don't have to type as much. You can just the thing is you have to get the code, you have to paste it, and then you have to integrate that code in your line of all the other statements or whatever cases or something. If you have done the coding. Because sometimes when you derive equations or something, then if this algorithm doesn't work, then you can get similar algorithm with a different perspective. That if you have another brain with you to help you, it's much better than a single brain. Like if two people or a team is working together, they might solve much more problems than a single person.
Yeah, true.
So this is my perspective about AI. Yes, it is helpful, but not in all cases.
I have a story similar to this. So, like Virati, I would add something to it. It's better to have another third person's perspective, even if it's something you believe. Like
But
you're
it's
working
not
on
a, it's
another-
not a person, right? But
It's a collective input of many humans.
It's
So
basically
you can
like
take it as a person
it's
also.
basically
because
like a bigger Google search.
I would say it's like the movie Avengers. What that character was, Vision. He is literally an AI in that, right? Like he's just it's all many human influence together.
He's like he's Jarvis, right?
Jarvis.
Yes.
It's Jarvis, and he's
Is
Ultron.
that Ultron and
Next.
the
So-
Mind Stone?
I feel like AI can be used in a good way. Like recently there was this news in India, 1 month ago maybe. A kid, I don't know how old is he, but pretty sure he's like below 18. And he used the AI's information to create something like a smaller scale of nuclear, like a nuclear reactor. So, if given in the right way, if we are educated about AI, I feel like it can be very helpful. If not, it could end up like how we mentioned, like in the movies, because it is a possibility. It follows basically what everything else follows, like the Murphy's law. If it can go wrong, I think it
Eddie Murphy.
If
can. Murphy's law.
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's law. So I think it states. I'm not sure. Fact checker, please correct it if I'm wrong.
Everything-
I think it means like if
anything that
anything
can
can
go
go wrong,
wrong
will go wrong. I think so. That's
For
what
it
it
is
is.
done.
So if it's possible that it could reach there, why not? It is on the path. If it is possible, it like if there is a scene like that has visioned by humans before that this could end up to be like this, it can go to that way. There's nothing that's stopping us. I know that there are these rules that every robots or AIs are encoded. One of the
Turing.
rules are called never to hurt humans. There are these 5 standard
Turing-
points.
There is a Turing test also.
Yes,
This is by the way, this reminds me, if we haven't watched before, Ex Machina is a very good movie.
I think I was suggested that.
Ex
No, you haven't watched it.
Maki.
Ex Machina.
Yeah, I watched it. A girl, right? A lady, AI lady, something. Talking about.
I also get some AI girl in my.
Same, right?
What?
Huh?
Oh.
By the way, the AI thing, it's a very good
I
topic.
think that's where, by the way, he has used, what did you say? AI chatbots.
Yes.
That's what you have used AI for.
No, I use it for like I'll tell you.
For research.
Now in the offices, like if you're, it depends on what industry. Like Murati said, if you're in tech field, you are advised to use depend on the very like
It's
moderately.
not just-
But especially if you're in a fintech company, for example, where you deal with a lot of data, you're strictly advised to not use any AI. Even be it, those Excels. There are other versions of Excel on the internet which are more helpful, like more advanced VLOOKUP and all. All right, these
VLOOKUP is in normal Excel also.
it's these are more advanced versions of them. So, but we do not. I mean, the companies tell them not to use them, even though it's more easier than the Excels that we have, because it's how basically an AI works. It learns from your inputs. So they wouldn't want to actively let AI replace their job quicker. It's happening. We are on the track of what they call point of singularity, where the AI literally tips off in the intelligence than the humans.
I don't know if we have reached that together.
No, we haven't yet, but we are on the verge of it. The moment AI develops a conscience, that's called the point of
See,
singularity. I'm not sure. I
this
think
is the
that's what it
problem of like going too far.
But we have always been doing this.
Conscience is something which it cannot be. I don't know if it can be.
Yet,
But yeah,
we
but
do
it
not
is-
know what
this
we-
is what makes us humans. The consciousness. Like we can always different because we have the consciousness, but AI doesn't.
So are you confusing? So consciousness and conscience are two different words.
Yeah. Consciousness.
Consciousness
Not
is
conscience.
conscious
Being aware
being
that
Being aware.
Being
Being
aware that you are-
Yes, the AI still lack it.
Yeah.
And they also, another thing that they seriously lack is lack of responsibility. They are not responsible. Like, for example, if we give them these tests, I do not know what that specific test is. So basically, it's called the trolleys problem.
Yeah.
It's a very famous test where
We'll ask each one if you want what they will do in that situation.
In that
But
situation,
we'll put it over
sure.
here and we'll
Yeah.
ask everyone.
we could do that.
And then
I think I want
will
somebody.
use this to send someone to you.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I would prefer somebody else asking the whole thing as a question format, because why I take this out here is many of the AI just casually gives up random answers, where a human would take time, but that taking time is not because they're not able to give a definite answer that's out there. We do it because of what we
You
have
use
is
the-
conscience. Yes,
yeah.
we have a
Because
morality.
each person will have a different
Yes.
view of that.
We see the bigger picture or something, but AI is just
You're
collective.
saying it will pick a random answer from.
It would pick a random answer, or it would pick an answer which may be
Doesn't
based
make
on
sense.
data, or there is a specific thing. It's not saying out of its thinking capability. It's saying out of maybe more number of entries that chose one specific answer. It is either A or B, right? But as humans, why it makes it special is because whatever choice we make, we have a sense of responsibility. After the deed is done, we can blame someone. But if it's an AI's case, it's kind of it's a big issue, right? Even now, self-driven car. If it kills somebody, do we attack the owner of the car, or do we prosecute the owner, or do we prosecute the manufacturers, or
That's why I think there are no.
we still don't have enough guidelines. That's what I think.
No,
to
currently we
understand.
don't have cars that are fully self-driving. And if they cause an accident while in that mode, it is mostly the owner's mistake. Unless there is a malfunction, which I have seen.
Well, manufacturers can come out of the loop by saying that, we advise to never use it or something like that. It's just a feature we give you. It's like basically having a gun.
Giving
Yeah,
you
it's
Am I able to say gun?
It's
Alright.
basically like a
What?
cruise control.
Firearm.
Firearm. Sounds good.
Firearm.
It's like basically firearm with license. I can't use a firearm.
So I definitely use AI. I use AI in my diploma.
So you cheat basically.
No, not
Let's explain how
It
you
takes
use it.
assistance.
Then we will
cheat.
judge.
It's,
Assistance.
it's like assistant. It
Yeah.
saves me the time of doing research for an assignment when I can simply because I study business and I have to do a lot of business research. So rather than me going to different sites and looking up this, I simply ask AI to summarize it all for me in one go.
Like people used to do before. Like everyone here.
Yeah, we used to do like manually the thing. Now
Yes, I mean,
So
AI.
do you use
the
this
thing-
to learn manual, what do you call those, market analysis and all?
To be fair, before the internet, people used to go to the library and research it.
Yeah.
After the internet, it was people just search on the internet. So now people will use AI. So
I never set foot in a library.
yeah, you don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
You have a library in your hand.
So library is a place.
The university who's
We have
Right.
books.
he's never set foot in the library.
It's the generation. Like of course, you will use the best technology at hand possible.
We used to
50
be
years
always
ago, it was
in the
books.
library, man.
Now it is your phones or your computers.
We used to do
No, I
a lot of
remember-
stuff in the library.
No, I remember there was a time when they were saying that, when we were on the phone, and they used to be like, we would be genuinely reading news on the phone, but then there were a lot of people, especially the adults back in the growing age, where they used to say, have the habit of reading an actual newspaper. But then it didn't make practical to us because, the newspapers are printed maybe early morning 3 o'clock. Maybe there's an
Yeah, the
important
word
news that
change is too
happens.
fast for.
Yeah.
301.
301. There's an important news that happens, but by then the ink is right. It's out there,
No,
but
but that's not how it works. They report the news that happened yesterday,
The day
the previous
before.
day.
no, even they can report even the morning 12 o'clock. There are news that have ended up in the local paper here.
But that will not be like a full.
Yeah,
it
it'll
will
be
be
just-
mostly
Be like a small.
Yeah.
like a headline or different.
But it was suggested back then that reading an actual newspaper is much better than having, the news on the phone. But today that point is not valid anymore.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That
It's,
we don't
it's,
have to be
it's
hard on
not
him.
practical. Imagine to read the
He's
newspaper while
using,
taking a dump. I
he's
mean,
using
does
the
not-
best technology possible currently to do what we did before.
Yeah.
We used the internet. Before us, people used the books. So
Exactly.
it's just an evolution
I mean,
of.
just imagine you're having a paper like this in the commode. It's not practical.
No, I'm just trying to think of the question was, have I ever used?
No, the question is.
Have you used AI?
The question is, how do you view AI? Have you used it in the past 1.5, 2 years?
Okay.
And where do you see it going?
Okay, so I'm going to answer the second question first, which is, have I used AI? Yes, but only recently with Chat GPT, and and I found it very useful. For example, I was researching this French, so I was researching this French language test, and what are the minimum scores required to get admission to a certain country, and the time it would take me to find out the information, it would maybe take hours, maybe 2-3 hours. But I just asked that question to ChatGPT, and it just listed all the points
So
one by one.
you like the chat GPT basically help you
Yeah, exactly.
cherry pick the data for you. From
Absolutely, yeah. I was researching this French language test and what scores I need to get into a certain country, right?
I would resume French.
Sorry? No. I
Tu
don't
parles en
wanna.
français?
I don't wanna.
Tu parlais en français?
Okay. Is that French?
Yes, yes.
En
yes.
espagnol.
He knows four
Croissant.
sentences in French.
Okay, cool. No, but the way I
This
asked.
man was one word.
No, I responded by saying K.
Macaron.
I responded by saying K. I wanted to say what? Is that
Chocolate.
That I don't know.
Get you the
I'll be
chocolate.
honest, I don't know.
Chocolat.
Le chocolat.
La chocolat.
Yeah, I asked him, what scores do I need to get into this country? And of course, if I wanted to research on the internet myself, it would take me maybe 1 or 2 hours, maybe more, right? So I asked this question to ChatGPT. You just type it down. I actually downloaded the app on my phone, and it just gave me the answers one by one. And it gives it in bullet points.
Yes.
Yeah, you can ask it to give it in table format also.
And it did give it in table format. The reason I brought that up was it helped me save so much time.
So the main basis of AI is to save time.
That's one big.
Yeah.
That is the main.
That is one of the biggest benefits of AI, I would say. Really, I use it for like emails, like I for emails or any replies specifically for especially management. Just put it on like there is settings you can even do casual or professional. You do it and just send it to them. It saves you time.
And the second thing I used it for was for business. For example, I said, what would be a good name for my business? I don't have a business, but I have an idea, right? And,
Does it start with B?
yeah. Right. So basically, I said, look, this is the line of business that I want to do. What do you think would be a good,
Way to go about it.
no, a good name for it, a good brand name? And it suggested, why not this one? And then I asked, okay, what would be a good logo and what kind of colors should it have? And it gives you proper tones, this is
So
remind.
they give you the suggestion they give you also backed by reasoning also. Like it's not just random colors that
Yeah.
No, it gives you the name and then an explanation. If you specify you want that from it.
So it's like they give you suggestion and educate you why they're giving it also.
If you ask,
Yeah, and also I came up with the name myself, but it used the name I came up with
to modify it.
to decide on what kind of colors and tones it should have, like the logo itself. But I heard
Elements of color theory and
Yeah.
a lot of other things there. Maybe.
so yeah. Second
So
thing
it is basically what you mean to say. It is a powerful tool if used well.
a very powerful tool. Of course, I did not use it for my studies when I was studying in uni.
How can you misuse AI?
So actually, unis have right now. Maybe you can answer this. as well.
Plagiarism.
They have not just plagiarism. They have something called AI ethics or something. I forgot the exact term. Where they allow you to use artificial AI, to help you with your report and stuff, but you cannot copy and paste because they have some tool where
They have models
They have a
where
counter tool.
where they detect the AI response.
exactly. So they do not allow you to plagiarize from an AI's response.
My uni, yes, we use Turnitin.
Yeah. So same as well. Yeah.
We use Turnitin.
So initially, before Turnitin was used for plagiarism, yes, but not for AI, correct? We would just copy and paste from, let's say, a PDF document or something. But now there's AI, which actually gives you responses, and you can ask it to paraphrase.
Yes.
And if you copy that and paste it into your report, that can still be detected as plagiarism.
Like I said, AI, if used well, can very benefit you, save you time,
Yeah.
and if you're very smart enough, help you make money also.
Yeah.
And something that I did last year as a side thing.